sorry I missed the engine push in. I didn't see the email until after the event.
No, that's,
I don't check my emails probably as often as I should. I'm trying to do better.
okay,
I am trying to do better.
well,
Thank you, sir. Okay. So now we can begin.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say,
You know,
yeah.
there's too much going on there. These just coming through.
You'd all rise, I'll call this meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you'd remain standing, we'll have a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. We'll start with the roll call. Chief Schilling,
present.
Mike Clondaris.
Present?
Dave Albritton,
Present.
Jeannie Stackhouse.
Present.
For the record, Gordon Nash is absent. Jack Birch, Territory Attorney, is absent, as well as Heather, Board Secretary. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the June 3rd meeting.
Mr. Mayor, I have read the minutes, and I would make a motion that we approve them as submitted.
Motion by Mike to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Jeannie. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, nay? The ayes have it. Again, I want to welcome everybody that is here today, and we'll now move into reports oral and written. The first one is Lutheran EMS report for May of 2025. Thank you.
All right, good evening. So as we looked at the May numbers, you'll see they're kind of stagnant with what we saw in April. We had a total of 464 calls. We did have several CPR classes that we held over the month of May. These were some of our not-for-profit organizations that we were starting to reach out with. One of the things I wanted to kind of talk about was our car seat program. During the month of May, we actually had a family who unfortunately were involved in a motor vehicle accident and took their only means of transportation out. And as a result, they were able to use something from a family member, but couldn't safely transport their children. And so because of the support that we were able to get through the state-funded car seat program, we were actually able to provide 3 of these car seats to the same family and able to properly restrain those children after that accident. So that was a really big benefit, especially to the people of our community. So as we move into the times, when you look at the times, nothing really stands out significantly, except for we continue to see that our patients are making a choice to receive their health care locally, and we see that reflected in our numbers there. So otherwise, unless you have any questions, that's all.
Where is that number, Alicia?
What's that?
That last number you said?
So on our dispatch to in-service time, so you'll see that it reads at 43 minutes and 38 seconds.
Uh-huh.
So if those patients were choosing to go outside of our community, it would be significantly higher than that.
I see. Okay.
So 'cause that's from the entire time that they called to the time that we left the hospital dropping them off.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alicia, thank you very much.
Any other questions?
Nope.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
That'll take us to the Warsaw-Wayne Fire Territory Monthly Report for May. Chief?
Yeah, Warsaw-Wayne Fire Territory had 285 responses in the month of May. Of those 285, 88 were overlapping, so 31%. We had 3 building fires, and then some trash and rubbish fires, a mobile home fire, a vehicle fire, and then a brush fire, totaling 8 total fire type calls, or the 100 category. With those fires, again, we cannot get the things done with some of the resources we have here, so we rely on some mutual aid. We gave mutual aid 4 times. 2 of those were to Pearston, 1 time to Atwood, and then 1 time to Leesburg. And then the mutual aid received, we received mutual aid from Burkett, Claypool, Leesburg, and Winona Lake on the Center Street house fire. And then Claypool and Leesburg Fire Department and Winona Lake was also there. They are missing from this report. Oh, they're there on the next one then at the Colfax run. Winona Lake left our building fire at the Brookview Avenue fire to go take an additional run for us because we didn't have any units available to take that. And then again, Winona Lake again for another fire. I do also want to point out the Center Street fire where we called the multiple departments. Of those departments, Burkett, Claypool, Leesburg, and Winona, we only had 3 volunteers show up to come and assist us. It was during the daytime where the volunteers struggled to get some help. So of all those assists, only 3 for all of those departments were able to come assist us. And again, still grateful for their help. 3 people go a long way during fires. Moving on, no 200 category. In the rescue and EMS, or the 300 category, we had 202. In the hazardous condition, no fire, or the 400 category, we had 10. The service calls, or the 500 category, we had 9. Good intent calls, or the 600 category, we had 35. False alarm calls, or the 700 category, we had 17. Severe weather, we had 0. And then the 900 category, or the special incidents, we had 20. As far as training hours, we had 1,271 training hours covering a variety of different topics, whether it be fire, EMS, hazardous material, and then some of our technical rescue disciplines as well. As far as community service, we finished up the school systems with our Learn Not to Burn programs, and we had 20.64 hours doing those. That is it on that report, unless anybody has any questions.
Thank you, Chief.
I'm sorry, I did not do the totals. Station 17 totaled 143 runs. Station 13 had 111, and then Station 15 had a total of 31. Now I think I'm finished. I apologize.
Any questions for the chief? Any other?
Nope.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, chief.
Yep.
CARES update. Kayla? Tanya, good. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, so you should have a paper copy of the CARES report. Just a reminder that this is for June 25. So you can see we had a total of 81 interactions. 39 of those were in person and 42 of those were significant phone calls. We had 54 recurrent. The most
Any questions?
No, thank you.
Kayla, thank you. That'll take us to item 4, the monthly expenditure report, the operating fund 2243 for May. Chief, I'll go back to you.
Yeah, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary here, other than payroll expenses and then office materials and other supplies that we need for cleaning and taking care of our stations, unless anybody else had any questions on anything.
Any questions? Hearing none, I'll go to item number 5, another monthly expenditure report. This is equipment replacement 4410 for May.
Yeah, so first due reporting came out of that, which was the contract that that was approved by this board and the Board of Works. That's just our reporting software. And then the only other big purchase out of there was, as I had expressed in the past meetings, we finally paid for our new engine. So you will see that payment on this report as well, that we've paid it and it is in service and going well, so.
Any questions for the chief on this fund? Hearing none, I'll ask the board to accept all reports as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Dave, is there a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Jeannie. There's a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, nay? The ayes have it. Thank you. That will take us to unfinished business. There isn't any. Heading into new business. Chief, I'm going to ask you to help us with this request.
Yeah, so in front of you is a request for the approval of a contract for legal representation for the fire territory. So earlier this year, we had Jack Birch that was selected and approved. And then with his new position at the county with the public defender position, he is going to resign from the territory board. So working with Scott, the city attorney, and then working with Jack, we've decided to ask for your permission to enter into a contract with Turner Valentine for Adam Turner to be our new legal representation for the fire territory. Adam's here to answer any questions and hopefully come up and sit beside the mayor after this gets approved. As far as the contract, Adam has agreed to the same terms that Jack agreed to. The unused retainer portion for half the year was submitted from Jack's office to Turner Valentine, and I don't know if Adam wants to speak on that, but Adam's looked over this contract, Jack's looked over the contract, everything they both tell me is okay and follows everything that we need to as far as legal requirements for the transfer of funds and all that as well.
Chief, I'm sorry, I forget the navigation of this. We'll need a vote and approval from this board, and then will it go to the Board of Works? Is
Correct, yes, it still would go
If you heard
to,
it right.
because it's a contract through the city, it
Yeah.
will still have to go through the Board of Works.
Sorry if I missed that. Thank
No.
you. So that would
Yeah,
be
I
then
might
the
not have
next
said that.
step. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Adam, you have to give a speech or something. We're so thankful that you're here and you're willing to do this. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely a little bit of, I think Jack was kind of the same way of kind of, it's difficult to measure getting in what work is involved and how much should, kind of be demanded. So I think it's fair and safe to say just kind of lock into the same contract that Jack had for this next year and kind of into next year. We talked a little bit about budgeting for next year and kind of trying to keep those same terms at least for this upcoming year as well. So yes, no additional expenditure on the part of the entity, just Jack has passed over the second half of that retainer to my office. We kind of tried to document that so it's well accounted for with regard to that, so that upon approval and all those kind of things, that we'll just keep proceeding basically under Jack's agreement. I'll have my own
Any questions? Yeah, any questions for
You
Adam?
know, you'll be the third attorney this board's had in less than a year. Does that give you any pause for concern?
Unfortunately, it's just the reality of, like, we have a lot of attorneys that are leaving private practice, and we're a shortage of attorneys in the area. More and more, and that's statewide too. I mean, the state bar is talking about it frequently. A lot of people aging out, retiring, going into positions like Jack is taking. You know, the nice part of, private practice is, I set my own schedule and all those kind of things, but there's benefits for being an employee of the county. And
Yeah.
all the benefits that come along with that is very insightful, enticing, let's put it that way. So I can understand that, so there's less attorneys in practice, but these are areas that I'm, very familiar with. I've not represented a fire territory before, so that'll be some, a little bit of a learning curve.
Well, you've been up here before.
You did fill in
Lots of time.
when Mike, when Mike was our attorney. A lot of times, Adam, whether you liked it or not,
Yeah.
he would show up, and I always appreciated you, and that was years ago, obviously, but your ability to serve in that seat. And thankful again you're willing now, after all these years, to come back, and, yeah,
That'd be great.
good.
Any other questions?
No, again, I thank you as well for doing what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Excited to be involved.
Yes, sir.
After hours, you'll have to give us an update on Valentine.
I will. I tried to see it Friday, actually.
Okay.
All right, Chief, I want to thank you again for your efforts to make this work with
Yeah.
Scott, Adam, you again. I'm looking for a favorable vote from this request from the chief.
So you need a motion to approve a request. I'm a little confused.
I would just simply say asking Adam to become our attorney following the same contract. Am I saying that, or you need to get up here sooner than later? Following the same contract that was approved for Jack. This again will then go to the Board of Works, and
Or
we
do
should
you
go.
just want to show of hands, Mayor, or? how
I'm
do you-
asking for a formal motion to approve.
Dave, you want to?
Yeah, I'd make that motion to approve the request for Adam.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, there's a motion and a second, the request by the chief to have Adam take over as the fire territory attorney. He will be following the same guidelines that were established in Jack's contract. Any further discussion? Any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it, it's unanimous. Adam, please come up here.
Thanks for your willingness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just like to publicly again thank Jack
Yes.
for his time,
Sure.
and then welcome Adam to his new role.
Yeah, appreciate those comments, Chief. That will take us to the second item on new business. This is Resolution 2025-0701. Chief?
Yeah, this is just a resolution. I did a few of them last year. We've kind of waited with the ending of some grants, but it's the middle of the year and waiting on the next disbursement. So this is just a transfer of $50,448.97 from the FSSA grant or the CARES grant to our 2243 fund or our operating fund to reimburse us for the CARES. So just a resolution to, again, just transfer that money from the grant fund to our operating fund.
And then I see this has to go as a resolution to the city council too.
Correct, yes, because we're adding money back into our budget.
So Chief is looking for a favorable recommendation to Common Council on this transfer request.
To reimburse the operating fund.
Mhm.
Any questions for the chief? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
to approve.
Thanks, Jeannie. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve on a favorable recommendation, Resolution 2025-0701 to the Common Council. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Other matters. Chief, help me out with this one. This is our next meeting date.
I think we got to go back to travel requests.
Oh, wait a minute, did I miss something on that? Yes, I did. Point of order. Yeah, thank you. Point of order, my apologies. Travel requests are next, and I will need your help with this, Chief.
Yep, so firefighter Aaron Bollinger to go to pipeline emergency class in Plainfield, Indiana. Some firefighter Tyler Colt and Captain Drew Schilling for some dive classes that we're hosting here in Warsaw. Fire Marshal Williams to an inspector's seminar. Firefighter Joel Updike to incident safety officer class. Fire Marshal Jeremy Williams and firefighter Joel Updike to a railroad response class, putting on by Norfolk Southern. Firefighter Tyler Colt to achieve his drone license. The Warsaw Police Department does a class there, so that will be hosted here. Firefighter Aaron Bollinger to aircraft crash rescue training, or ARF training, and that was to assist the airport. So firefighter Bollinger will be aircraft rescue firefighter certified through this, through the state of Indiana, which then hopefully he can bring it back and teach some stuff to us as well. And then both Tanya and Michaela to Kosciuszko County Aging Connections meeting in Leesburg.
Any questions on any of these travel
Is there anyone
requests?
currently trained for aircraft crash rescue?
We do not have anyone in our department currently trained for that, and that's one of the reasons for firefighter Bollinger to go.
And you feel that's an important thing to,
We have to respond to all aircraft emergencies out there, so I do. It is an investment, but again, it's in our coverage area. We have to respond to that, and the more people we have equipped and ready to, and knowledgeable about the dangers and the risks associated with aircraft incidents, I believe it is very wise for us to send them there, yes.
I was looking at the course curriculum, and obviously it's can be jam-packed.
Yeah,
You know, it's pretty full.
yes.
Mike, I didn't hear your question. Is he the only one, or what
Yeah.
was the? Yeah, interesting. So, yeah.
yeah.
I didn't
Which
hear
is,
that.
it is interesting because we're constantly told that we're the fourth busiest airport in the, or the,
Yeah, I don't want to say right now, but
The
busy.
state,
Yeah,
but
active.
we-
Yeah,
don't have it.
right. Any other questions on any of these? Hearing none, I'm seeking a motion to accept all travel requests.
I'll make the motion to accept that.
Motion to accept, is there a second?
I'll second.
I have a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Nay? The ayes have it. Thank you. Thanks for picking that up on point of order, too. Let's see if I can. Now it's other matters, and it looks like our next meeting, Chief, is August 5th
Correct.
at 4 PM.
Yep, here in the council chambers.
Okay. Any other matters? Any questions from anybody? Any questions? Before I ask for adjournment, I do want to thank not only all the department heads, but Chief Schilling this past month of June. It's budget prep, and the chief has been working very hard to prepare the 2026 budgets for the Warsaw-Wayne Fire Territory. I appreciate that work. And this board will probably be looking at your proposals here. If not this month, it'll be early August. So, thanks, Chief, for all your work there.
Yep.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
There's a second? There's a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
You guys work today.
Adam, you need a photo.
I didn't want to.
Chief.
I'll go with the chief. If I have my preference.